The purpose of this presentation is to provide you with an overview of how to create artifacts. You've had an opportunity now to review the overview of the 4 core course content areas, as well as what you must be submitting for each of those 4 areas throughout the entire semester of this course. But now you probably have the question as, well, what's an artifact? How do I create an artifact? An artifact is just something that you've created. It could be anything from something that you do on the computer, so on a spreadsheet or on a Microsoft Word document or a PowerPoint presentation, to something physical that you've actually taken a picture of, and the picture would serve as your artifact. But some students need assistance with trying to create ideas for artifacts for each of those 4 core content areas. So the first thing that I recommend that you do is to identify a challenge. And again, it's going to be based on which core content area that we're actually in at the moment. So let's say we're in self-discovery. You would want to be thinking of a personal and an academic challenge that you're having in an area of self-discovery. You know what self-discovery is from watching the previous video. So let's give you an example here. Let's say that you're having trouble in your math class, or perhaps you've not been able to organize your collections of bills at home. These are both challenges, as you could probably see, but one is going to be personal and one is academic. The bills is going to be personal. The problems that you're having in your math class is going to be academic. So you can clearly see these are 2 distinct challenges, one personal, one academic. So now let's go to the second step, solution. We want to find a solution to the challenges that we're having. So again, it depends on which of the 4 core content areas that we're working with at the time, but let's say we go with the examples that we had from above. If a personal challenge is that you're not able to organize your collection of bills at home, perhaps you decide to create a detailed spreadsheet that accounts for all of the bills that you have each month and when each bill is due. The spreadsheet of your bills is your artifact. So you see, you've taken a challenge, you've come up with a solution, which is creating this detailed spreadsheet that tells you when bills are due, when you need to start getting ready for bills, yada yada yada, whatever it is you want to include on that spreadsheet, and then a copy of that spreadsheet is your actual artifact. So that's a personal artifact. Now your second example that we had from above said that you're having, let's say you're having trouble in your math class remembering the different formulas that you need to solve equations. Well, that right there is your actual problem. So you decide to create flashcards to help you remember the different formulas that you will need for your exams probably. So the actual flashcards themselves are your artifacts. Now, since you will be submitting this electronically to me, it's very difficult to give me a copy of artifacts. Now, there are many online flashcard software programs that you can use, and you can submit it that way. But I would recommend, if you're doing something like flashcards, then you just lay them on the floor and then take a picture of all your flashcards, and then the copy of the flashcards would be your artifact that you would submit to me. And then last but not least, we got R in the CSR method. You want to make sure that you relate your solution or the artifact that you just created to SLS 1122. So let's take the examples that we previously just discussed. We could relate the issue of organizing the house bills to time management, since it's one of the chapters that is covered in our textbook. And then it says here, additionally, with the academic example, the student might decide to relate using flashcards to the fact that she is a kinesthetic or a tactile learner. That means they're very hands-on. Or perhaps she's a visual learner, and it helps to see the formulas on flashcard to help move that information to her long-term memory. So you see, we've taken a challenge, we've come up with a solution, which is actually the artifact, and we've related it to SLS 1122. We have just created 2 artifacts, one personal and one academic artifact.